Right, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, page 48, the grade 5 book. We're talking about Gyarweeh. What is Gyarweeh? Who knows what is Gyarweeh from the grade 5s? Oh, you also? Okay, anybody who knows what's Gyarweeh? Put. Oh, okay, who else knows? Kind of right, yeah? Just put your hands up and leave it up. Let me see who else. You don't know what's Gyarweeh? Yeah, you know what's Gyarweeh. Right? You know, no? You know what's Gyarweeh, right? You also know what's Gyarweeh. Let me explain to you what exactly is Gyarweeh, because you might have some misconceptions of the Gyarweeh. Gyarweeh is specifically an Isal Sawab for Ghaus al-Azam Sheikh Sayyid Abdul Qadir Jilani. Alright? Listen to me, please. Listen. This is something that you need to understand, something very important. I'm first going to do explanation and then we're going to read the lesson. Okay. Now, you know what is Isal Sawab? What is Isal Sawab? Isal means to send. Sawab means reward. So you send reward. Right. Amir's father is passed away. Now, if I recite now Surah Fatiha, alright? How much reward do I get for reciting Surah Fatiha? 10. No, you get much more. Okay? Let's say you get 10,000. For example, I don't know. Allah knows best how much reward there is for reciting Surah Fatiha. Let's say, for instance, if you recite Surah Fatiha, you receive the reward of 10,000 good deeds, for example. So now I recite Surah Fatiha and I say, Ya Allah, the reward of the Surah Fatiha I send to the soul of Abdul Mun'im Adams. That is his father. Right? And then you know what Allah does? So we recite the Surah Fatiha. Okay? Now let's do it all together. All together. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Ya Allah, please send the reward of the Surah Fatiha that we have recited on the soul of Abdul Mun'im Adams and on the souls of any of us whose parents or grandparents are deceased. Right. Now, you know what happens now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 people in this room. How many times did we recite it? We each one recited once. No? What did I say? There's a reward of how much? 10,000, for example. 10,000 times 10 is how much? How many thousand? 100,000. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now instructed his angels to carry the reward of 100,000 good deeds to the soul of Abdul Mun'im Adams. You got it? That is what you call Isal Sawab. Alright? So we recited now Surah Fatiha for him. Now imagine if you recite the whole Quran, how much reward is going to be. Let's say it's like 10 million, for example. Then Allah sends that. Now, we took the name of Abdul Mun'im Adams. Now if I say, Ya Allah, send the reward of the Surah Fatiha to Abdul Mun'im Adams and send the reward to Muhammad Jamal Zalgonka, who is my father. So now there's 2 people we mentioned now. So what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do? There's 10,000, 100,000 altogether. No? There's a reward of 100,000. So I mentioned 2 names now. I said Abdul Mun'im Adams, his father, and I mentioned my father. So how much is each one going to get? 100,000. 50,000. How much? Come, answer. We took 2 people now. It's no more 1 person. Okay, let's make it easy. Let's say the reward is 1,000. Okay? The reward is 1,000 that all of us recited now. Alright? 1,000. But now Abdul Mun'im got the reward of the 1,000. Maybe you're struggling because the numbers are too high. We make it simple. 1,000 is the reward when we mention Abdul Mun'im Adam's name. Now we mention his father and my father's name. So how much reward will each person get? What? 2,000. Okay, you say? 500. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 500. 1,000. 500. 1,000. Okay. I'm not mentioning names here. Nobody can see on the camera. Just who said 500 again? Put up your hands. Okay. What is your reason for saying 500? Right. Good. Right. Those who said 1,000. You tell me why you said 1,000. Why do you say 1,000? No, we recited. I'm talking about the marhum. Okay, what is your thing? What do you say? Why do you say 1,000? What? I can't hear you. Oh, equal reward. Yeah. So that is what Allah does. Allah, listen, Allah doesn't take the 1,000 and divide it amongst the two people. Or if we mention 4 names, Allah doesn't make it 250, 250, 250, and 250. Allah gives everybody the full reward. So his father will get the full reward of 1,000. I will get the reward of 1,000. Plus each one of us in this room, 10 of us will get the reward of 1,000. So we are 10 people plus 2 deceased people. It's actually 12. So you must take 1,000 divided by 12. And Allah must give that to a person. No, Allah don't do that. Allah takes the full reward and gives everyone the full reward. Isn't that amazing? Wow, subhanallah. So if you recite for the deceased person and you send the reward, you get the full reward and the deceased person get the full reward. If you say that, Ya Allah, I'm sending this reward of Surah Yasin, tonight you go home, you recite Surah Yasin. Ya Allah, I'm sending the reward of my Surah Yasin. Okay, let's use the Quran Khatam, for example. Like, you know, in Ramadan, people finish their Quran Khatams, na? Your parents do that, and then they got their list of names of my nana, my nani, my grandfather, my opa Khrochi, my opa Klenchi. They got everybody's names on there, and my auntie, they passed away, and that one they passed away, they got all their names. So when it comes to Laylatul Qadr, then people, they make Fatiha, they bakhsh the khatam. What do? Bakhsh, which means they offer their khatam as Isal Sawab. So they make Isal Sawab and they send the reward of whatever they've recited to the souls of all the deceased. But when they start, they first say, Ila Hazratin Nabi Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So when you make Isal Sawab, when you send the reward, the first person you're going to send the reward to is Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And then you say to the prophets of Allah, you say to the Sahaba of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the companions of Rasulullah, the wives of the Prophet, the Ahlul Bayt. Who are the Ahlul Bayt? The family of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Then they say all the great scholars, the ulama, the shuhada. Who are the shuhada? The shaheeds, the martyrs. How do you not know what is shuhada? Come, you guys, in your books, in your exams. Shuhada. Shuhada is the plural of shaheed, which means martyrs. To all the souls of all the shaheeds. Then you say, wal awliya, and to all the souls of all the awliya. When you finish with all that, then you say, khasatan, especially to the ruh of Abdul Mun'im Adams, Muhammad Jamal, Zalgakar Ashrafi, Al-Marhum, Maulana Muhammad Muhsin Zalgakar Ashrafi, Al-Marhuma Muallima Nasima Zalgakar Ashrafi, Al-Marhuma Muallima Ruqayya Apa Parker. You understand what I'm saying? So after you take the Prophet's names, the names of all the Prophets, the names of the Sahaba, the names of the family of the Prophet, the names of the awliya, and then you take the names of your family. So this is what you call Isal Sawab. Everybody gets the same reward. You got that? Do you understand what's Isal Sawab? Now, if we gather, boys, we gathered in the masjid on Friday and on Wednesday night. Girls, you gathered in the masjid on Sunday morning. What did you recite? You recited the Quran. And then you recited the praises of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You made the dhikr of Allah. You recited salawat. You recited this, you recited that. Okay? And then you send that sawab, that reward, especially for Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. What do you call that special Isal Sawab? When you have a function, an Isal Sawab, a sending of reward function, especially for the Prophet ﷺ, what do you call it? Mawludun Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Miladun Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Mawlidun Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, whatever. Mawlud, Milad, Mawlid. You call it that. When you have a special celebration or a special program where you have a dhikr, or you're reciting Quran, or you're reciting hadith, or you're reciting this, or you're reciting that, or you're singing this, or you're singing that, and you're sending the reward to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is what you call a mawlud. So you can sit and recite. This is very important. Listen this. You must remember this for the rest of your life. You can sit with the Quran in a group of people. This is now, I'm coming now to your point now. You can sit in the masjid, or you can sit at home, or you can sit in the hall, and 100 people can sit with the Surah Yasin, and they can recite the Surah Yasin. Or everybody sits with one para of the Quran, and they finish 10 khatams of the Quran. Okay? And they send it to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What is that? Mawlid. You will call it maybe a khatam. Some people might say we're having a khatam, or we're having a khatam, or we're having a dhikr, or we're having a program, or we're having a khadat. Some people say khadat. You know, khadat comes from the word haddad. Haddad, that's the original word. So Ratibul Haddad, you're having a dhikr for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're having a program, we're having a function, we're having a mahfil. A mahfil means a gathering. So everybody gives it different names. Some people even say we're having a verki. You heard the term verki already? Some people, we're having a verki. So there's different names. People say we're having a gathering, we're having a program, we're having a khadat, we're having a dhikr, we're having a mahfil, we're having a zikr, we're having a get together, whatever you call it. But in that get together, if you send the reward to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then whatever you call that get together, it is a Mawludun Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What is it? Mawludun Nabi. Whether you are making dhikr of Allah, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu, Hasbi Rabbi Jallallah, Ma fi qalbi ghayrullah, Nur Muhammad sallallahu, La ilaha illallah. You're just making dhikr all the time. And you send it to Rasulullah, that is Mawlud. Or you're sitting, you're reciting Yasin, Al-Quran Al-Hakim, Innaka minal muslimin, ala siratal mustaqim. You're reciting Surah Yasin. And all of you just recite Surah Yasin, and you send the sawab to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is Mawlud. Or you're sitting and you each one picking up a Quran Sharif, and all of you reading different paras from the Quran Sharif. That is Mawlud. Or you come and you sit and you sing Mawlaya salli wa sallim da'iman abadan ala habibi. You're singing that all the time, the whole Qasida Burda, and you send the sawab to Rasulullah. That is Mawlud. Or you get together, like we got together in the hall on Friday evening. Who was here Friday evening? We had the Nasheed group. We were singing, I had one Nasheed group singing Qamarun, Qamarun. They were singing Qamarun. Then another Nasheed group sang Mawlaya Salli wa Salli. Then another Nasheed group sang Wanadaka Alata. They sang different things. Everybody sang different things. Okay? What are they singing? The praises of Allah and the praise of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We took the reward of all that. We said, Ya Allah, send the reward to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are singing. They are not bachaing Quran. They are singing. But that is also a Mawlud. Do you understand the concept of Mawlud? Whatever, you get together, you give speeches. You open this book and you read. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam looked like this. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did that. Like for example, we sat now with this book. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't have a shadow. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's spit was pure. When he used to spit in the well used to become sweet. He put his saliva on the eyes of Sayyidina Ali. Now we're reading, or we're talking, and whatever we're saying in praise of Rasulullah, or in praise of Allah, we send the reward of that to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It becomes Mawlud, Miladun Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You understand? Then people get together. Now you see like we must say the Indians have Naat Sharif program. No? You heard about Naat Sharif program? One guy stands in front and he sings. No? He sings in Urdu. You know that the Indians have Naat Sharif program. What is he singing? He is singing the praises of Rasulullah. The Sahaba used to sing the praises in which language? Arabic. Here this man is singing in Urdu. We are all sitting there. We say Subhanallah, Mashallah, Wa Wa Wa, Subhanallah, Kwai, Kwai, Kwai. all the stuff we sing is saying because he is reciting quiet. He is reciting beautiful. He is praising the Prophet, and we understand what he's saying, and we're becoming emotional, and our love for the Prophet ﷺ is raising new heights because of the wonderful things he's saying about Rasulullah. So this is a naat mahfil, a gathering of naat. Mahfil means a get together. It's a get together of people who's reading the naat, the praise of Rasulullah. Send the reward of it to Rasulullah. It becomes Mawlud. If you get together cutting rampis, you know what is rampis? You cut rampis? You know about that? The Malays always do that. You get together, you cut rampis. Why? It is perfume to celebrate the Prophet ﷺ's birth. You give that to people in happiness for Rasulullah. You cut the rampis, you say, Ya Allah, the reward of this rampis goes to Rasulullah ﷺ. That becomes Isal Sawab. Alright? That becomes Mawlud. Now, when you have a function where the Sawab is especially intended for Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, who is the leader of all the awliya of Allah. He is the greatest of all walis of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you have a function, no matter what type of function, whether it is a dhikr of Allah, whether you're sitting and reading Quran, whether you're singing, whether you're reading books, whether you're reciting Surah Yasin, whether you're reciting any type of dhikr, and you send that reward to who? Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, that is known as Gyarweeh Shareef. It is only the name. If you say that we're going to get together and have an Isal Sawab for Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, now you get together and you read dhikr, and you read Quran, and you read the arwah, and you do a khadat, which is everything permissible, and you send the reward to Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, but you didn't call it a Gyarweeh. That is automatically a Gyarweeh. You called it, you invited the people to your home because you say we're having a dhikr for Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani. We just call it, we've just given it a name. So people sometimes become anti-name because they don't understand what a Gyarweeh is, or they don't understand what a Mawlud is. So what is a Gyarweeh? A Gyarweeh is a special Isal Sawab. If we were to sit now here and read Surah Fatiha again all together and send the reward of it to Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, then all of us, we made a special Isal Sawab for Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, which means all of us actually made Gyarweeh. That is the term Gyarweeh. That is where it comes from. You understand? So there's nothing strange about Gyarweeh. Like you said it is something that the Indian people do. It is not something, that the Indian people do. Everybody does. No, I understand. You didn't know. But if I will come to your home, if I will mix in your circles, in your family, we will find that you are having a function in which you remember the awliya of Allah. You don't just have the functions where you remember the prophets of Allah, but you have a function where you remember the awliya of Allah. And if you do that, that is a Gyarweeh. You understand? So the thing is only in the name, whether I call it Gyarweeh, whether I call it Khadat, whether I call it Dhikr, or whatever I may call it, especially Isal Sawab for Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, is that. So we only did 2 lines today. Okay, what's today's date? 11th of the 10th, 2023. So this is where we'll finish off, inshallah. So next term, inshallah, we'll talk more about this. Shukran.